Well, welcome ladies and gents. Disney World is struggling to fill the 100-room luxury Star Wars hotel. And of course that is for $5,000. I wonder why they're struggling to fill that. So we'll dive into this. This is the original source of this news that has been floating around. It is SF Gate. We'll also take a look at what the incredible brains over on Twitter have to say about this, because they have some fantastic takes, I must say. But yeah, this is not a huge surprise, is it? I mean, who'd have thought it? $5,000 room is struggling. Not a surprise. So before we dive into this, ladies and gents, please do check out the links in the description box. Follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. The reason why I say this is, of course, YouTube doesn't tend to notify you of things. So if you follow me over on Twitter, I share videos and you'll get notified there, because you can actually hit, notify and all of that good stuff. I've also got a second channel, which I'd love you guys to check out. You might just enjoy it. But that being said, my rambling, let's chit chat. So Disney World's much hyped, and maligned Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, which only has 100 rooms. I wasn't aware of that, in fairness. Didn't know that it was only 100 rooms, but it does make sense because it is so monumentally expensive. And not only that, you also have to factor in they only have a certain amount of staff on hand to convey all of the themes and the shows that they're running. So 100 rooms kind of, makes sense. But anyway, that's not even close to selling out. It's not even close. And that is directly from Disney's availability calendar. So not great. Not great. Guess who check the Start Planning Your Voyage page will nearly have their pick of dates through the second half of 2022. Now, almost every day in August, September, October, November, and December, which is surprising because people do plan, especially for an event like this, because make no mistake, this is an event. This is an event holiday, especially for the cost, what you're looking to do there. It's an event holiday. But people will be planning those sorts of Christmas events well in advance. So December, being so bleak and available, is a surprise. Now, there are still voyages, obviously use that term lightly, in June and July. So that's the peak of summer, especially for the UK. That's when we travel, we do the most of our things traveling abroad, and I'm sure it'll be the same in the States. I mean, I remember when I used to work in the States, that was like a pretty hot time. Now, including a number of weekends, and according to the page, availability information was last updated Saturday, and that was 11:16 AM Eastern Standard Time. So really currently, really current. Now, the immersive Star Wars experience opened March 1st for 2 adults. The starting price is about $5,000. That's just 2 adults. Wow. Now, for 3 adults and 1 child, right? So that could genuinely be your, 1.5 kids that you have. Your, I don't know, your sort of adult kid, and then the more childlike kid. It's nearly $6,000. Guests must book a 2-night stay, which includes admission to Hollywood Studios on the second day to visit Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge there. And that's a must. Annoying. In terms of the 2-night stay, sorry, should I say. Because they run like a specific amount. So, it makes it easier for them to book the rooms and obviously run all the events. I understand why they're doing it, but that definitely hinders it because you can't bring the cost down in any way, shape or form. And this is what you can kind of expect. It's not that good. Like, who's this? Why is this person just standing around there in costume? Like, why are they standing there? Like, this is an immersive, Star Wars experience. We just got some rando Jedi there. Now, this may be a guest. I don't know. Because in fairness, the Disney outfits are about on par with that as well. They're not that good. Reviews have generally been positive, but I mean, that was mainly from guests that Disney invited. Although there were some caveats. Most reviewers noted people who aren't willing to let go of self-consciousness and engage fully in the storylines probably won't find the experience worth it, because of course you really have to be balls to the wall Star Wars fan for this. Which does make sense. Like, I mean, that is what this is about. But some people, some nerds, are obviously really self-conscious. And this will make them struggle quite a lot. Now, the hotel is supposed to replicate a Galactic Star cruise liner called Halcyon. And the lodgings are small and only have windows looking out onto a screen replicating outer space. They are very small, by the way. The rooms are really small. Reviewers liken them to a windowless bunker and a suburban junior high school built in the mid-1970s. So really scathing. And it also lacks the amenities usually expected in hotels at this price point, like a pool and spa. Now, again, I can see why, because it's a Galactic Star cruiser and they're replicating Star Wars. But the thing is, Disney, and ladies and gents watching this, is, you know, you are selling something for $5 to $6 grand. It doesn't matter whether it's replicating Star Wars or not. I'm sure there's a way you could make a pool and a spa in a Star Wars hotel. Like, let's get real. You definitely could. And the sets are great. Like, the sets do look good. It does look a bit sterile. But it does look good, I guess. Praise has been effusive for the character actors who populate the Star Cruiser. However, along with Rey, Kylo Ren and Chewbacca, guests meet a cast of cruise ship workers who encourage them to fight for the Resistance and take on secret missions. Reviewers tend to agree that the astronomical cost is about paying for the experience, not the rooms themselves. Well, look, make no mistake, guys, in this world where, you know, for that price you could, I don't know, travel halfway around the globe, you do want the experience and the accommodation. Especially when the accommodation is so poor. I mean, look at this. This is bad. This is a bad, bad room. But of course, ladies and gents, they are struggling. And why are they struggling? Well, some brain melts on Twitter believes it's simply because of the pandemic. Nope. No, it's got nothing to do with that. Much in the same way that this argument keeps being used with respect to why this movie didn't do well and why this movie's not selling this and X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 blah. I mean, come on. Just to keep using this pandemic nonsense, it is nonsense. And again, you know, brain melts everywhere. Exactly, and the ones who can afford this are going to be the ones who have higher paying jobs, which means a higher education. Right, that means they won't fly, let alone flying to Florida. Oh my God, Florida. That's right, Florida man bad. Yeah, okay. Right. Cool. Cool. Over $5 grand for 2 days there. Yet when I look at it, all I can see is a Motel 6 room. I mean, it does actually look like a Motel 6 room, doesn't it? It doesn't look particularly great. But, you know, I mean, you can get blue and green milk, I guess. There's no market for that. They're charging way too much. And even if it was $1 grand, even though that's too much, I'll still pay it for a once-in-a-lifetime Star Wars experience. $5 grand, though, I'd rather spend that elsewhere. Yeah. Now, interestingly, there is a market for it. Well, I mean, there is. It's a very small market, though. Very, very small market. Not a lot. Not a lot. But everyone, yeah, no, definitely the pandemic. Definitely. Definitely the pandemic. It's not the fact that it's ridiculously expensive. Yeah, and I guess, you know, Spider-Man No Way Home doing so well was, I don't know, definitely because the pandemic just disappeared, I guess, maybe. Ridiculous. But obviously, you know, there are some people who are not idiots on here that are just like, yeah, it's $5 grand. It's outrageous. $5 grand's ridiculous. Interestingly, KK said her Star Wars isn't for 40-year-olds. We're the only ones that would and could pay for that. It sucks to be hated. Yep. 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 5 grand for a room. Must be nice to be completely unaware of what everyone in the rest of the world is enduring these days. Yeah, again, that's that monetary value. It is just insane. Yeah. 4 to 6 grand for just 2 nights. Who would have guessed it was not going to work out for that price? Oh, wait. We all did that and said this is too much for 2 nights. Yeah, I mean, when this came out, everyone said that's outrageous in the costing. Absolutely outrageous. And again, more people. I'd be hesitant to step foot in the COVID-infested wasteland of Florida if they paid me only 5 grand. Yeah, okay. Again, all about that COVID is the excuse. The cope is real, ladies and gents. But there you go. Disney, well, yeah, falling apart with this. Falling apart. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comment section. If you're new here, please do hit subscribe. Give the video a like and a share. Take care.